It is a real treat to be able to show you the iPod Touch. I kind of think of it as an early Christmas present for Steve. It's been so long since I've been able to show you an entirely new interface, and this is an entirely new interface. The same one that Apple's developed for their iPhone, and it is awesome. It's called multi-touch, and if we take a look, it's a touch screen, but we don't just tap on it. Instead, we can also use gestures. By sliding my finger across the screen, I unlock it. It's that gesture recognition that makes it multi-touch, and it gives us so many additional options for navigating information. The screen itself is a 3.5-inch touchscreen, 480 by 320 pixel resolution, and the operating system is a full computer operating system. So these are applications that we see here. That means that we can modify the contents of the iPod Touch over time by downloading or installing new applications, and that'll give it new functions and new features. Now, along the bottom, it's still an iPod, so the first thing that we're going to take a look at is the music. So I'm going to tap on the iTunes, and that brings up iTunes, and now we can navigate through all of our music and use it as a music player. But again, the multi-touch means that I can scroll through all of my different albums interactively, just like that. And then if I want to stop it and play something, I just tap on it and I have total control. If I want to return to the main menu, the button right here on the bottom of the screen brings me back to the main menu all the time. So beyond music, it also does a great job as a video player, and the screen here is spectacular. How good a video player is it? Well, I've downloaded our TV show on it. We can take a look. Let's have a look at the show. We'll get it playing, and as you can see, it is a wonderful display. It's great for watching even full movies. You could watch on that very comfortably. For TV, for podcasts, for music videos, it's a great player. Let's take a look at some of the other options that are built into it. We also have the ability to manage photographs. And we've always been able to download photographs onto our iPods, but we haven't been able to do some of the interface things that we can do. For example, you go into your photo library, you bring up a photo, and you say, oh, that's a nice photo, but watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something that they call the pinch. I'm going to zoom in just by pinching my fingers together and moving the photo around. And it also recognizes orientation. In other words, if I spin it to the side, it automatically reorients the image within the screen. This is a very intelligent and well-designed interface. So we've got the ability to do photos, music, and video, all things that we could do on iPods before, but it also has the ability to connect to the internet through a Wi-Fi connection. That means that I can launch iTunes, which is in my iTunes browser, and I can actually go online within iTunes, and I can download music directly to this player. I can purchase songs, I can purchase videos, I can download them without the interaction of a computer. So it gives us some additional flexibility in those areas. Now, this whole networking option gives us some other features as well. For example, I can launch the Safari web browser, which will bring me onto the internet, and I can then take a look at websites, and you can actually read websites very comfortably. Now, of course, here's our website. It's a little bit small at this point, but the pinch works here as well. So you can zoom in, and then you have the ability just by sliding your finger up and down to be able to scroll through the content. So it's very comfortable for reading web content. If you want to take a look at different bookmarks, we can bookmark different websites. We can bring up our bookmarks. If I want to go, say, check my email, I can open Gmail, and it will open up, and my email will come up, and I can read my email right from on the screen here. That should be enough for just about anyone, but not for Apple. It has to do more. It also has to be a personal information manager. So here at the top, we have a calendar. This syncs with iCal on our Mac, and we have all of our calendaring information available to us. So you can take it around. It's going to tell you when your appointments are, all that kind of stuff. And beyond calendaring, it also has our contact manager. We can bring up the contact manager, and there are all of our addresses. Now, a personal information manager needs to give us information, but it also needs to be able to capture information from us. So if we say need to add a new contact, we meet somebody in the street and say, hey, I haven't been in touch with you for a long time, I can add a new contact by clicking on the plus, and up comes a little database which will connect with our contact list. To type in a new name, you just simply select the name, and then a little on-screen keyboard comes up that's actually quite easy to use. When you actually tap on keys, it makes the key larger so you can be sure exactly which key you're hitting. It's a very easy to use keyboard, and for capturing small amounts of information like calendar or contact information, it all works very well. The iPod Touch is what I'm calling a crossover device. It's an iPod that has the ability to double as a personal information manager. It basically gives me the ability to do almost all the things that I can do with my BlackBerry or my Palm, with the exception of making phone calls and outside email. But it delivers contact, calendaring, plus the ability to add more functionality as new applications are released for it. It is a touching experience.